I gotta mute this. All right, we mute this one up. Awesome. Okay, we're live on YouTube as well. Well, I'm so used to.
All right, what's up, everybody on YouTube?
Sorry.
We're gonna get started in just a moment, right? All right, yay. I don't think I can see the YouTube comments, but we do have someone from the team on YouTube. So I'm just sending everybody great vibes this morning. I hope it's not too hot where you are. So you can see I am chilling here in Los Angeles and Clara is basically overheating in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, it's so hot here. It's incredible. We've been breaking records nonstop. So the average temperature in Phoenix right now is 115 degrees, day and night.
That's wild. Oh my God. I thought it was right here, but it is definitely nothing like that.
Oh, no. Enjoy.
For those of you that don't know me yet, my name is Alex. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at List Perfectly. I manage everything community, so social media, collabs, affiliate program, webinars with Clara, of course. Sometimes I jump in on those. So I am, here for you guys and excited to dive in today on our photo lab, one of my favorite topics ever. And for those of you that might be joining us for the first time, I'm with Clara. She's the Chief Operating Officer at List Perfectly. She makes sure that our entire team runs smoothly. And we're joined, I think, by a couple other people now too, which is exciting.
Yay.
Should we just dive in?
Yeah, we have quite a nice audience in YouTube.
Awesome.
Also.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna just dive in and start today's topic, which is our photo lab. Okay, so this is the best webinar for anyone that's like not selling things as quickly as they want to, a little overwhelmed by the photography process, which I think we can all agree is the hardest process once you have List Perfectly. I would say that before that, the listing process is the hardest, but now that you have List Perfectly, listing is no problem. It's just taking that photo that's gonna sell and pop. That can be a challenge, and I do just wanna make everyone feel a little bit better right away. You do not need a lot of money to do this. You probably don't need any money to do this. You can do this with the stuff that you have at your house. As you guys can see, I have a room full of band posters and whatnot, and I'm still able to get the cleanest photos even in this room. So you can definitely do it at home too. Don't worry about it if you don't have a full studio or anything. And yeah, we're gonna dive in. So let's do it right now. I'm gonna share my screen as soon as Clara, I think, just needs to enable it again.
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
There it goes.
Cool. All right. So we are going to be sharing this presentation with you, so no worries if you want to go back to something. It's going to be in the notes on YouTube. And now we are full screen, so we'll just dive right in. Okay, so first thing, let's go over the number of photos you can have on each marketplace. Now, please do keep in mind that this can change. Of course, we don't control the number of photos that a marketplace lets you have. Recently, Poshmark upped their number of photos, so this is always changing, and it also may depend on you purchasing an add-on. For example, the 250 on Shopify, I'm not certain that comes with Shopify, a regular account. You may have to upgrade in order to access that. But for the most part, this is accurate up to this morning. So on eBay, you can get 12 photos, Facebook Marketplace 10, Mercari 12, Depop 4, Citizen 7, Shopify 250, Railed 25, which makes sense, right? Streetwear, you kind of need that extra photo for it. And Tradesy 12, Poshmark 16. I think that's the standard everyone's used to, and Etsy 10. So these are the number of photos you can use. Don't feel ever pressured to take up all of them. Actually, that's going to transition us perfectly into the next point. Actually, we'll skip over that first. So there are 5 core photos that I think every listing needs to have. And as long as you have these 5 photos, you are good to go. So on Depop, I'm just going to have you guys take out that last photo since you just need 4. Front, obviously. Back, simple, front and back. Details. That could also be a side detail. It doesn't have to be a detail. It could be the zoom in of this Lee tag on my jacket. The tag would be the actual tag that shows the size, brand, everything that actually gets attached. It's mostly to the internal part of your garment. And of course, damages. So I don't want you guys to think that you just need one picture of your damage. You actually need to take pictures of every single damage that the item has. So yes, make sure that you do that. And now we can go through the do's and don'ts, since that is part of the do's and don'ts. So first thing is to shoot all of your photos in square. Super, super important. And just a heads up, later on in this webinar, we are going to get a little more technical. So Clara will go over that in a bit, but just as a general rule, always shoot in square. On your iPhone, you can actually switch to a setting that's square, just like you would switch from photo to video. You'd have that, option, and you guys can pretty much see it right here as I pull it up. Here's the phone. And if you just go right there, you'll get to square. So it's in that little area. Okay, so I really don't recommend cropping them later. It just adds this whole entire, extra huge layer of time. Oh. And yeah, Claire has like over there, like, don't.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. Okay, so of course use natural light unless you have lighting. If not, you got the sun, it's free. Use flash or brighten photos. That's something you don't want to do. The flash really does drown out the picture. It doesn't show the color accurately. It may hide details or damages. Now, a plain background is very key, although we're going to talk about some strategies that involve a not clean background in a little bit. But I think as a rule, clean background, super plain. Also, don't worry about photoshopping. I don't think there's any need to, as long as you have a clean background, go in and crop and like do a white background, take that time. Again, we're just trying to save time, make more money. Ball on a budget. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. So again, don't purchase too much stuff. Don't feel like you have to spend a ton of money. Of course, you're going to want to just do what makes the product look best. So let's say that you have a shirt that's just crumpling when you lay it down, you're going to want to hang it up. Make sure you're really not fighting your garment. Super important. Just if it's not working, just switch it. And at the same time though, you do want to have a similar aesthetic. So like if I'm going to shoot outside, I'm always going to shoot outside. I'm always going to use that sunlight. If I'm going to use a flat lay for a specific garment, I'm always going to use the same flat lay setup. I'm always going to use the same wall backdrop for the ones I need to hang. So it is still part of the aesthetic, but you're just kind of being consistent with the garment and still working with it to not force it to lay down if it doesn't want to. Okay, of course you're going to want to show all damages. Don't try to describe damages. Now, people really are like, oh my God, I don't want to show that little tiny stain because it's perfect in the stain. Now, what I typically do is I photograph everything because the person needs to know what they're going to get when they open that box. And the only way you can be protected on marketplaces is if you really like, of course, if you describe the damage, you might be safe, but it's a gray area. If you photograph and describe, you are safe if they buy it. They cannot return it. Yep. You get to keep your money. Super important. And don't worry about it. So typically what I'll do is I will show pictures of the flaws as the last pictures. I will write in the condition field on eBay, especially damages shown in photos and in description, reflected in price. I definitely think if you guys just use that word reflected in price, it doesn't even matter how much you're discounting. It's up to you. You could discount $3, but that's still reflected in price. And it gives that person the mentality of, oh, they're being honest with me and they've accounted this into the price. So make sure you do that. And then I put this as a last do, just because things are changing so rapidly in resale. It might be worth it to take one video of your item as your, listing, because I really do believe that all of the marketplaces will transition to video eventually. So it's just something you might want to have on backlog. Don't worry about using them right now, as it says in the don'ts. So just
maybe cherry picking the most, the high end, the top shelf products that you have, and make it
exactly
spot on what you said. Just in case, what if the buyer abuses the product, and then returns it damaged? You have a video. Videos are king.
So true. The video is genius for that reason too. Yeah, definitely, Clara. That was such a good point. You don't need to video everything, but if it's something that's really expensive or something that you think you could get scammed on or something, like take that video for security purposes and just for future.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add, Alex, one more thing. We're saying garments, but we're using just garments as an example. You know, this applies for any product, furniture, jewelry, any product that is tangible.
Any product at all. It could be, you know, I'm trying to see over here, like if I have anything, it could be like a weight. If you're selling you know, gym equipment, it could be anything.
Same concept. Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's move on to backdrops. So there are all different kinds of backdrops in this world, from a nail on the wall, which is honestly what I do, to a full photo studio. It's really what's up to you. But I think at the very basic level, if you want to achieve a really nice, simple photo and aesthetic, take a nail, hang it into the wall, take a hanger, hang it up on the nail, and that's it. That's all you need to do. So I really encourage people to set up that little nail photo studio at their house.
Yeah.
Now here's another amazing backdrop hack. It's just using poster boards or plain white photos. There is a influencer that I'm friends with. Her name is Vivian. She is a reseller, and as you guys can see, her entire Instagram is Flatlays. She has 98,000 followers. I'm like, oh my God, your Flatlays are so clean. How do you do it? She's like, I just use a poster board. I'm like, what? So this is an example from her. And as you guys can see, the dimensions even show square on this photo. So she's just using 2 poster boards. And then you can take this app. It's free from the App Store on Android and iPhone. It's called Facetune. And you're just going to use the smooth tool and go over that white backdrop so it blends together. You literally have a retail white backdrop. Like, you are all set. It's going to be the cleanest thing in the world, just from a poster board or from some pieces of computer paper. Even you don't even have to go out and buy a poster board.
Hey, Alex, is Facetune free?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
There are some, you know, features in the app that you can upgrade and pay for, but the smooth tool is not one of them.
All right.
Okay, so we have different types of photos that we can do. We already just talked about backdrops. Remember, like simple nail on the wall, simple white paper backdrop. So there are different types of photos that you can use. Again, you're going to always want to go with the product. Don't force it to do something it doesn't want to do. We're going to go through every single one of these. Hanger photos, flat lays, model photos. Don't feel like you have to model. You don't. Mannequin photos and stock photos. So that would be like the stuff straight from the website, which I typically say to leave till the last photo, unless you're going to do every single one as the stock photo first. And that would just be a personal choice. I personally have not seen that choice work out so well, but it's your choice. So
and it really depends of the product the product that you're listing, right? Because it depends. If it is a one-dimension, you know, a pair of jeans, a hanger, you know, a photo is going to be perfect. But what if it is an object, okay, that has many different shapes? You want to capture that. So maybe against, you know, a flat surface might not be the best idea.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So it's just really like whatever the product demands from you. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through each type of photo now. The hanger photos are really simple, just hanging on a hanger. Again, nail on the wall, super easy. Flat lays can be pretty much any light surface. It looks to me like the middle one is on a poster board. Looks to me like the left one is on a bed or a quilt.
Yeah.
And the right one is obviously on like a little rug with a wood backdrop. So I personally have a really brown room, as you can see, and brown carpet, but I do have this little rug, as you guys can see behind me, and it works awesome for photos. Okay, model photos. Very simple, very straightforward. I actually had to edit these model photos a couple times because people were posing with multiple products. That's very confusing. Like, if you are going to be posing with a shirt, make sure you're zoomed in. You don't have your jeans, you know, visible, or your earrings. It might be confusing. I really don't recommend accessorizing. Like, what we're going to use the word model, but the word is really just wear. You know, I think it's like a worn photo, because a model implies like you're styling yourself, you're taking this like amazing picture. Like, that is not the case. It is just a picture of the garment on a human being showing the fit. That is why model photos rule, is to show the fit. That's the only reason we use them, really.
Yep.
And that's the only thing they really come in handy for. Of course, there are some, influencers out there that are stylizing their entire wardrobe, but this workshop is about getting it done right, getting it done quick, saving time, making more money. So we're not going to talk about doing a full-blown photo shoot today.
Yeah.
Okay, mannequin photos. I invested in a mannequin. I hated it. That's just a personal choice. I felt that the garments didn't always fit the mannequin, and I was struggling to put them on, take them off. So I personally think they're a little bit, more trouble than they're worth, but there are sellers that swear by it. And I think that this is, okay, so Clara's swearing by it. So
invisible mannequins. I liked it because the invisible mannequin, you can remove the neck and then you can see the tag at the same time. So on the front picture, I was able to capture the tag. So then I would have more pictures just to add more details, like a unique detail, a zipper, or if it is an object, whatever feature makes it unique.
Okay, that makes total sense. My mannequin had arms that didn't come off.
Oh
so
my goodness.
That was really irritating. Yeah, I was like dressing a baby like every time. Like it was so hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, not all mannequins are created equal. That's very important. I will say, like, be very careful when you're ordering your mannequin because they don't always come true to size. So really read the reviews.
And the material, like you said, Alex, you pay extra. You're gonna need to pay extra for a mannequin, which is smooth. It's gonna have a smooth finish, so you can slide the garments on and off without the jeopardy of maybe damaging or running something when you're using silk or any kind of expensive fabric that is delicate.
So true. Thanks for weighing in on that. Okay, then obviously stock photos are just something you get straight from the website of the product, and I typically put these last. Okay, we do have some hacks that we're going to go through now. So we got a great hack from a super seller of List Perfectly. Her name is Rachel. She tapes her measuring tape down to her desk. So she actually has a ruler taped to the surface that she shoots on. And she'll do a picture of the jeans on, like the waistband of the jeans on the measuring tape, so that when buyers are asking you what are the measurements, they already have them on there. I really do recommend doing that. I have not set mine up yet, but I plan to, and everyone I talk to about this swears by it, the people that do it.
I do. When I was a seller, yes. And you know why? Because when buyers tell you, hey, the measurements are inaccurate, there it is. You have a picture of it.
So true. Love that. Okay, that's great. And I think that that's really, really important too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just that fact that you can't get called out. I think everybody knows in this community that it's the most amazing community in the world, but there are some setbacks. And one of them is, having buyers come back to you and say that something isn't the way it is. And this really does help with that. So this is a good thing to do. Okay, so we're going to talk about, I don't know why the last picture is not coming up. Let's try this again. Nope. Okay. So there's a product highlight hack. Now, I do say that you should use a clean background on 90% of your photos. But if you really want a product to stand out, you can just mix in a colored background just on that one product. So let's say it's more expensive and you want to actually wear it or change it up, like that will just pop off your page. Obviously, this girl, her entire aesthetic is color. That's what she's chosen. I would never choose that. But I had a third screenshot of a color background next to the other ones in the feed. So it wasn't her profile, it was just her item in a feed. And she stood out so much because we had all these flat lays and then we had a pink background pop out in our face. So I do think that this is just a strategy. Go ahead and check out her page on your own. And yeah, you can use that to stand out. So it's just up to you. I do think use it very sparingly, but when you really want to sell a product, it might be a great way to highlight it or feature it on your page. Oh, there it is. It's just part of the animation. Hey. As you guys can see here, like there's all these different pictures, but your eye just goes immediately to the pink backdrop.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. Okay.
Wow, cool. Never thought about it. I used to do the white. Yeah, I used to do a white backdrop just in the marketplaces, and then color would be like Instagram, Pinterest, and so forth.
Exactly. But I think that this is a good way to just highlight something, you know?
Incredible.
Okay, cool. So the next hack, last hack of the day, is going to be our brand highlight hack. So one of the people that do this the best is the Posh Kings. They have their background. These are their actual products. They're not stock photos. They're actually editing, I believe it seems, to a white backdrop. So I have no idea what their setup looks like. All I'm highlighting here is that they put the brand names on every single item that they have. They are luxury resellers, as you can tell, so it's like worth it to highlight the brand. Like I wouldn't, write boutique on my item, or something that might be a little less, let's say, covetable. And obviously that's up for debate. I would say, like, everybody has a different idea of what brand is worthy of being on display or not. Let's just pick a random brand and say, Old Navy. Like, I'm not going to put the Old Navy name on there, just because also it's extra time and probably not going to make that much money on it. So I'm not going to take that extra time for it. Like, forget anything else about the brand. I have no opinions on it. It's just the actual straight money. My time's not worth writing this on and editing it. But if you have an item that is really special and that people don't know it's a special brand, like it's just a regular bag, but the bag happens to be Ferragamo, like this one, I would so recommend putting Ferragamo on there, because somebody's going to scroll over it and not realize, wow, this is the brand that I was looking for. So this is a really good tactic. Another way to highlight like great brands on your page. If you are a luxury reseller, maybe worth it to just write this on every single one. And that's pretty much it for the photo tips today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And if anybody has any questions, please go ahead and DM either the Atlas Perfectly account, or you can DM me directly. Everything will be in the notes of this YouTube.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
So I think Clara's going to walk us through some of the more technical aspects now.
Yeah, so I wanted to say I love that graphic that you were showing each marketplace with the maximum amount of images that each marketplace allows. But keep in mind, to all plan users, to all these Perfectly members, any listings with us will allow you a max of 30 images at no extra cost. Go take advantage, take pictures, of every flaw, like Alex said, okay? Every single detail. If it is an expensive product, at the measurements, one of our super sellers recommended having a ruler so you have the measurements against the product. I think that's so crucial. And that's the reason we put 30 images, Alex, because you need to have more room, if like you said, with luxury, especially with luxury items, because we all have that one product that, is going to be our big win that we hope to sell and get a big profit, right? And then just out of that, remember that you can images with List Perfectly can be used with any device. Okay, you can upload with any device, with any browser or any device. You can upload images natively taken with your phone, or you can take them as you are using our mobile friendly version of List Perfectly with your phone. So just to let you know, if you have, like Alex said, if you have Android, it's no issue. They're pretty, the image size is also is small. But there is a thing with iPhones. Their images, when you're taking images, okay, they're big, okay? So like Alex said, make sure you put it on square size, okay? And make sure they're so big sometimes that there is even apps that help you to convert and compress those images to a more manageable size. I have to say, I have tested both, and it's easier with Android from my perspective, okay? If you're listing natively, of course, I'm a point and shoot girl. I like my Canon G9, I am lazy, I like my Canon G9 because like other sellers, I don't like editing. I don't like filters. I don't like any kind of job that you have to do after taking the image. So everybody's different. Whatever device you're using, just know that you can upload it to LP with any device. And then one of the things we are working on bringing videos. Okay, that's something that we're working, like Alex said, that's the future. So right now we're accepting JPEG formats and PNG. But attention, if you're using the app called Photo Room, okay, please make sure you change the settings of the app photo room to make sure those images come to JPEG. Okay, because I don't know what's up with photo room and their images when they're on a certain format, it doesn't go along with list perfectly. And that's something that, and it's a great app. I love photo room because it's similar to what you were showing. You can be on a dark room, you know, and you just easily, it removes that dark background and adds a very nice white and bright background without altering the image. And it's free. Another software that is free, Photo Room. So that's been one very popular among our users. I've heard, that's why I asked you about the other software you were talking about. I can't wait to try it and see how it goes. You know, and then
just to be clear though, Photo Lab, that's what you're talking about, right? That's what it's called.
No, Photo Room.
Like, Photo Room, excuse me. Photo Room removes the backgrounds, you were saying, but Facetune is just an editing app. It does not remove backgrounds. It just helps you smooth out the lines in the paper. If you're going to use that hack that I talked about, you could use that smooth tool to rub out any lines and it would appear as though you had a completely white backdrop.
Got it. Wow, different software. Interesting. Thank you. That's okay. Hey, that's why we have different. We're covering this so well. I feel so happy about this. And then one thing that I want to talk about list perfectly and image quality. Okay. Keep in mind, okay, List Perfectly will help you cross-post in many different ways, in that you can go from marketplace to marketplace and skip List Perfectly. But, okay, keep in mind that we will not help you with image quality, because every time you're cross-posting from marketplace to marketplace, marketplaces have a process that is called optimization. Optimization is a process by which they compress these images, because most marketplaces know that buyers are on their phones. So why having such a big size when they can optimize it and manage listings more effectively? So just be careful when you're cross-posting from marketplace to marketplace in order to keep the integrity and the quality of your images. You know that List Perfectly, you can list through List Perfectly, you can import active listings to List Perfectly with your pictures already existing, or you can create these listings natively in List Perfectly, upload those images to List Perfectly, and then from there you cross-post. That's the idea, that will help you to preserve that image quality and not lose, you know, just by we all know that we have to delist and relist, right?
Basically what Clara's trying to explain to you is like marketplaces, or just to make it really like one sentence, I guess, marketplaces, they compress your images and make them smaller to save themselves money. The bigger the image, the more they have to pay to store it. So they just make your image really small, and then you're cross-posting and you're like, why does this look so blurry? So that's why we do recommend that if you want to really manage your image quality, upload them to List Perfectly initially, and then cross-post from List Perfectly so that we maintain that really sharp image that you took the time to take.
Exactly. Like, for example, let me give you an example of what would happen if you're coming. Let's put an example, eBay to Etsy. So we're going to cross post from eBay to Etsy right now. So technically eBay can go as high as 1600 image resolution, whereas Etsy has the highest resolution. But if you go any lower than 2000, you're going to get a red triangle that is going to tell you, hey, did you know that you can upload better quality images? You can still continue and post and publish your listing, but just know that it's going to come with a lower quality already from different, because every marketplace has a max of quality that they will tolerate for each image. And for example, just to give you an idea, Depop, Poshmark, they have very small size images. Then eBay and Etsy, they have big, they're so big that even they have these zoom features that are a sell thing, that if you're listing on those marketplaces, make sure you upload high quality, because zoom on those marketplaces is a sell, right, Alex?
Oh, definitely. People want to like know exactly what they're getting, so they'll just zoom in and see, you know, really scrutinize it. They really want that experience of feeling like they were in a store where they got to, you know, look, feel, touch, see, experience. So that's why we were even saying about the damages, you want to take pictures of everything. And with the quality of the images, you want to have the highest quality, because that's going to help them answer every question that they could answer if they were actually holding it.
Exactly. You want to close the sale right there. You're a salesperson and you want to close it with your listing. Make listings that have high quality images, describe your product consistently, make sure your description matches your image, and that's it. You will start selling like. And that's all I wanted to add, regarding the tech part. I know that we had some questions on YouTube. Let me see.
Yes.
And Teresa Clap Red 97, she's helping us out. Okay, let's see. So she's been answering in I photograph items packed in a box before shipping. Oh, that's such a great technique. So the reason you want to do this is because sometimes certain buyers, not all, they might say that you didn't pack items correctly and they arrive broken. So that's a great tip. Diane, thank you. That's a great tip that you should share. Take, if it is, again, if it is an expensive item and you put it on the box, before you tape it, just take the picture there and then you got yourself covered that you packed it correctly, foam or folded it, and it didn't arrive stained or with a torn up package or something. It's out of your control. Let's see, another question. I hate my mannequin too. It seems to like it too much work. Reselling 312 said that. And then it said, I thought we shouldn't use stock photos, copyright laws. What do you think about that, Alex?
Like I will always say when it comes to laws, I'm not a lawyer. Don't quote me on anything that has to do with legal. Whenever I use stock photos, I do screenshot them. I put them last. I don't put them first.
Yeah.
I don't know how other people do it. I'm not sure, what the legality is at all, but I've never had a problem with it. So
the black and white rule says that you have to ask permission. Okay, that's it. If we're gonna get technically, I'm not a lawyer in this country either. Okay, but I am a lawyer. But the black and white that you gotta ask permission. That's why I've never, honestly, when in doubt, I don't do it. So I've always taken my own pictures. And if I've done it, I've done it with North Face, for example, when I did go and buy in bulk and they knew, they were notified, and I did get an email. So I would make sure that my bases were covered when I did that. But that was like literally North Face and Patagonia, which is really, really easy to work with them on that aspect. So that was from them. Daniel says, I released about 60 clothing items a day on eBay. When it gets close to the end of the 30-day listed period, how would I go about doing this on the LP platform? Okay, so I released about 60 clothing items a day on eBay when it gets close to the end of the 30-day listed period. Mandy, okay. Daniel, wait. I have backup here. Okay, let's see, Daniel. Daniel says, I release about 60, clothing items a day on eBay when it gets close to the end of the 30-day listed period. How would I go about doing this on the LP platform? Thanks, if you can answer this.
So is the question about delisting, relisting?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Let's see. Teresa said, describe your item as if there are no photos. Oh, Daniel.
Maybe Damien could write into us like a little more details either now or later so that we just understand the question better, because I think we're kind of getting tripped up. But if you want to release 60 items onto eBay every single week, or every single day, excuse me. Awesome, by the way, you're a rock star. If you're going to do that, and you're going to use the List Perfectly catalog to do that, what I would do is I would upload everything to the List Perfectly catalog and then just cross post 60 items a day to eBay from List Perfectly. That's how I would do it. But again, please send in more details about your question, either now or via our website so that we can help you.
Yeah, we'll take care of you, Daniel. And you can do this on Facebook. You can do this through our website. You can email us. Just reach on YouTube. Just reach out, and we'll be more specific about our answer. So yeah, that's all the questions we have, Alex.
Awesome. Well, I love this session. It's, again, one of my favorite topics. So use the notes on this video for the presentation that I gave. I added some things as Clara was talking, just because I can't help myself. Like I added the 30 number onto that List Perfectly web that we have, so you guys know that you have 30 pictures on List Perfectly. And if you have any questions, just use the information in the video description here on YouTube to contact us.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thank you guys for an amazing webinar today. Love it.
This was awesome, Alex. Thank you so much. It was very nice to do our first webinar together. I really liked it. Yay!
I love it too.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.